Everybody, it's Taylor from Urban Furniture, and today we are talking about tips for effective time management. So, as we all know, time is one of our most valuable resources. We never have enough of it, and we need to manage it and try to make the most of it so that we have time to be effective, to hit our goals, and to do the things that we enjoy and love. So today I have some tips on strategies that are effective with managing your time better. So I'm gonna, without further ado, get started. So the first tip that we have is using to-do lists. So having a plan at the beginning of your day and writing down the tasks and goals that you know that you need to accomplish today. So when you write your list, making sure that you not only are identifying the things that need to get done, that you would like to get done, and the things that you hope to get done. Once you're done, the next step would be to prioritize the things that you put on your list. So just because something is important doesn't mean that it's urgent, but sometimes things are urgent and important. An example of something being urgent and important would be one of the delivery trucks has a flat tire. They're in the middle of their route and they have a flat. It is important because our team is stuck on the side of the road in the middle of their delivery route. And it's urgent because it is a time-sensitive situation where we don't want our team stranded on the side of the road, and we have customers that are waiting for delivery. So that would be an example of a situation that whatever I'm doing, I have to deal with that right now. It's urgent and it's important. An example of something that's important but maybe not urgent would be I have a store full of customers, and one of my associates just sold a sectional off the floor. That customer is going to pick up that sectional in the next 2 days. Is it important? Absolutely. Our process is that when we sell things off the floor, we remove those items off the floor so that they're ready when the customer gets here. But if I have 4 groups of customers waiting to be written up in front of my counter, it's not urgent that I get that sectional off the floor right now. So understanding how to differentiate things that are important versus things that are urgent, and putting our energies towards the things that we need to at any given time. So we set our to-do lists. We prioritize our tasks based on what's important, what has to get done today, what we would like to get done today, and what we hope to get done today. The other thing when we're prioritizing tasks is understanding that there's a difference between tasks that are easily start, stop, done versus projects. So sometimes we have projects that require more time or multiple days for us to accomplish. So those take a different type of planning. So understanding the difference between one-off tasks that we can easily knock out and accomplish today versus a project where I might need to spend a couple hours on it, multiple days to get it done. So understanding the difference when we're planning our time is a good strategy. The next thing would be to identify and minimize distractions. What type of obstacles do we encounter throughout our day that no matter how good of a list or a plan we have, seem to get us off track? So examples of obstacles or distractions could be a chatty coworker. It could be that we like engaging with customers and chit-chatting with them, and that's our distraction. Some of it could be you know the team planning a big lunch, and that is suddenly taking us off task, and that's a distraction. So identifying what the distractions are. Not all distractions are bad, not all distractions are avoidable, but we want to be aware of what those things are that are siphoning our time away from us so that we can plan accordingly. Another huge area of distraction is being disorganized. So it's important when you start your day to start with a plan and be focused. I read recently that employees spend an average of 1.6 hours a day just looking for something, either looking for an email, looking for paperwork, looking for a tool. 1.6 hours a day. That quantifies for a full-time worker to 6 weeks a year that people are just looking for stuff. So if that is not motivation for you to just get yourself situated and get yourself organized, I don't know what is. That's a huge time waster. Looking for emails, looking for paperwork, looking for tools. So a little bit of time, a little bit of discipline in terms of like everything having its place and us being organized saves you both headache, heartache, and time. So getting organized is a great way to help manage your time better and just have a better day. The next thing I want to talk about is being decisive. We waste an enormous amount of time overthinking situations that we already know what to do with. So there's a lot of different reasons that we get stuck on that hamster wheel of overthinking things. And a lot of times it's just we don't want to deal with the consequence of that decision that we're going to make. So if it's we've got to tell a customer a resolution that maybe they don't want to hear, we get paralyzed in this indecisive mode, not because we don't know what the right thing to do is, but because we don't want to make that call to the customer. So really being honest with yourself and recognizing when you are putting off making hard decisions and wasting your time because of it. I normally go to when I talk about making good decisions at work, I normally think of three things. What is in the best interest of the company? What is in the best interest of the customer? And what is my happy in the middle where we're both kind of bending a little bit, but we can both live with it. And I kind of don't re-engage until I know what those three things are. I will reference back similar situations that I have survived and lived through, and kind of base my decision based on what I think is going to work out the best. And I go with that. And a lot of times, especially if it's a difficult decision, it's okay to touch base with a trusted comrade, but not everybody is going to be able to have the experience or the insight to be able to give you good feedback. So I think sometimes the other way people waste time is that they poll 100 different people on a decision that they already know what to make. So I would encourage you to not overthink things, not waste time. Be confident in your knowledge, in your experience. It is good to have a trusted counterpart that you touch base with when you really need to with those harder decisions. But not making a decision is a decision. It's not valuing your time, and it kind of just grinds everything to a halt. So I would say, as hard as it is sometimes to make tough decisions, being indecisive is a decision in and of itself, and it's not really a good one. So being decisive, a good way to manage your energy and a good way to manage your time. The next would be art of delegating. So a lot of us waste a lot of time because we don't know how to delegate effectively. We have the mindset that it would be quicker and easier if I just do it myself. I know X, Y, and Z, and I'm just gonna take care of this. Or I see it and I'm gonna do it. And that's fine. It's great to have a team approach. It's great for everybody to want to contribute to a common goal. But I would caution you, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. So every one of us in this team has a role, has a task, has a skill set to help us achieve a shared goal. If we get sidelined by smaller projects or smaller tasks that, yes, we can do it, but maybe we should not do it, because if we do it, there's only so much time in a day. There's only so much energy in a day. And if I'm doing tasks that I could have somebody else really do, that's pulling me away from the larger tasks that are my priority as one of the managers in this company. So my job is to clear the obstacles and clear the barriers and make sure that my sales team or my warehouse team is shiny, happy, effective with what they're trying to do. They're the face of my company. So if I'm getting caught up with smaller tasks, who's helping them? So my getting distracted with tasks that I really should be delegating and I really should be giving away, it's pulling energy and time away from the things that are bigger that I'm here to accomplish, that my set of skills are better suited to accomplish. So it's not saying that I'm above doing something. It's not saying that I can't do something. It's saying that I'm recognizing the value of my time and the value of my skill set. And I understand that if I get caught up doing tasks that other people can do, I'm not doing the bigger job that I'm here to do. So you got to look at what everybody is best suited to do and have a plan as far as how you guys are going to work together to accomplish your goals. The other thing that I'll say about delegating and not delegating effectively is that In the immediate, yes, you might be capable of doing it, and you might even do it a little bit better than your counterpart. But long term, you're not helping develop your team member to be better, to get more skill sets, to refine their approach with dealing with a certain situation. So having safe challenges and exposing your team to developing new skill sets, it's going to increase their confidence, it's going to empower them, and it's going to help us all grow as a company. So delegating, it does take supervision, it does take coaching, it does take planning and time, but it's time well spent if it's investing in the development of our team members. So again, you may be more than able to handle a certain part of the job, but helping another team member develop the skill sets to learn how to do some of those things well just makes the whole team better. So I would say that that delegating does take a little bit more effort, but long term, you're a better team for it. And finally, my tip would be to review your day at the end of the day. So checking your list throughout the day, holding yourself accountable. If you get off track with what you're trying to accomplish, getting yourself refocused, and not just saying, well, this day has gotten away from me, and so I'm just not going to get anything done. No, that's not a good attitude. You had things in the beginning of the day that you knew you needed to accomplish. So let's get focused, let's get efficient, let's get it done. So making sure that we're going through what we accomplished, identifying what the obstacles were, and coming up with a quick plan of what tomorrow is going to look like. So those are our time management skills. We are talking about making lists. We talked about prioritizing tasks, understanding the difference between something that is urgent, something that is important. Sometimes we have urgent and important at the same time, but kind of knowing how to prioritize situations. We talked about prioritizing where energy goes throughout the day, identifying those distractions, getting organized, and that being a distraction, that when we're disorganized and we can't find what we need or we don't have what we need to be successful, that kind of grinds us. That is also important with your team. So setting your team up for success means having everything organized, making sure that they have the tools, both literally and figuratively, to accomplish their tasks. We recognize the art of delegation and how important it is with the development of our team. We understand that being indecisive and not making a decision is actually a decision, and it wastes a lot of time. So being thoughtful, being confident in the experiences and the skill sets that we have, and making good decisions so that we can move throughout our day. And finally, just reviewing our day and holding ourselves accountable for our wins, our misses, and having a good plan for the next day. So I went through that very quickly. It was a lot of information, so I apologize if I was talking fast. So our task to try to pull this all together, I would like you to take out a sheet of paper. I would like you to list some things that you know that you need to accomplish today. And now come up with a strategy for how to prioritize those tasks. So examples of ways to prioritize: you could highlight or put an asterisk next to the items that need to get done today, that are urgent, or that have to be done today. You could rank your list. You could rewrite your list, so the most important things that need to get done today are at the top, and the things that you just hope that it would be nice if they do happen be at the bottom. You could put D's next to the things that you could delegate. So if you know that the break room needs to be cleaned up, or that orders ready for pickup need to be called, like maybe you put a D next to the things that, yes, they need to get done, but you might not need to be the person that does them. So coming up with a plan for your day, figuring out a method for prioritizing those tasks, identifying what are the common obstacles or distractions that you have in front of you today. So maybe you know that you're shorter staffed today, and so it's going to be really important for you to have that 5-minute startup so that everybody knows what they need to do, and you gauge your activities based on how traffic flows through your store normally during the day. So like you have a pocket of time here, you have a pocket of time there, so that you're not scrambling at 7:30 to get all these things done. So kind of identifying your obstacles, your challenges for the day, and kind of setting your plan based on that. identifying when you work best. Some of us are morning people, some of us are better right after lunch. So just, knowing how your energy flows throughout the day. Um, Also, like for me, a lot of times I try to get the tasks that I want to put off, that I don't like doing. I try to get those done earlier in the day, like ripping off a Band-Aid, just get those out of the way so that I can focus on the things that I like more. Other people, that's not effective. So maybe you're the type that like doing a task that you feel good about and it's pleasant for you first before you do an unpleasant task is a better strategy for you. So just understanding how you work better and planning based on that. And then finally, we went through a lot. We talked about prioritizing, we talked about getting organized, we talked about making lists, delegating, coming up with 3 good goals of things that you yourself can improve on with your time management skills and putting those to work today. So I appreciate your time. I wish you happy time management planning and have a great rest of your day.